Alexander Isak has been frozen out by Eddie Howe at Newcastle United. That's right. Reports coming out that Isak has been set to train on his own and will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Eddie Howe said, and had strong words on this, Eddie Howe said that players should earn the right to play for Newcastle United and should earn the right to train with the other players at Newcastle United, and he has stuck true to his word. Going to talk about that in this video as well. Newcastle's still pushing to try and sign a new striker, a replacement striker. We need strikers. And slightly more upbeat news, have agreed terms with a centre-back. So we'll talk about all of that as well. A goodbye to Martin Dubravka in this video. Yes, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. A bit of a quick one for me today as I'm out and about, running around, getting stuff done. But as always, there's stuff to talk about in the world of Newcastle. So if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit the button. Was in out and about today, as I've mentioned, bumped into a guy called Lee. So big up, Lee. Thank you for watching the videos. But he said he's not subscribed. So if that's you as well, please help a guy out. It's free. If you subscribe, it just means the videos come up on the homepage more. So when you click on, if you like what you see, you can watch my videos more often. So help a guy out. Don't be like Lee. Hit the subscribe button. And yes, let's get into it. Martin Dubravka has now officially left Newcastle United. Newcastle have sold more players this summer than we've brought in. On one hand, it's quite nice that we're actually selling players for a change, but it's certainly not nice when it's meant to be a summer window that was meant to be transformative. Dubravka, you know what, at the end of the day, stayed around when he was going to leave. When Pope wasn't in good form, he didn't go to Saudi. He stayed with the club. He'll be remembered forever for that cup win. I think 7 years he was here, and now he's gone to Burnley for a fee of... It's not widely reported, but I'm sure I read 2 million earlier on today, which is actually more than I thought we'd get. I thought he would have just walked away on a free. So 2 million is paid for half of Ramsdale's year here. And obviously we've got 1 million goalkeepers. So yes, well done Dubravka. Thank you for your time. All the best to Burnley. Why we're selling them to Burnley after they messed, well, was it us who messed Burnley around or did they mess us around? It was probably a bit of a mix, really, after the whole Trafford situation. Thanks for not selling us Trafford for 2 years. By the way, he has a goalie. So, yeah, a little bit annoying on that one, but I'd hope that Pope, Ramsdale can be the two to fight it out this season. And even, believe it or not, Vlachodimos might even be leaving as well. As it's reported, he has links to a loan deal himself to a couple of different Spanish clubs. So yeah, I don't mind the business around the goalkeepers, actually. I think that's kind of working out okay. Annoying that we didn't get Trafford, but I think 4 million for Ramsdale for a year will put that problem off until next summer. That's a position sorted. Well, whether you're happy with Ramsdale as that solution or not, it's a position that's sorted now. We'll come back to that in the summer. If Ramsdale has an absolute madness, great. Get him in, pay the 20 million or whatever it is, that's the agreed fee. If not, we'll go back in the market next summer. So Dubravka leaving, Vlachodimos on his way out, Pope and Ramsdale to fight it out for number one, Gillespie organising the stag do's, and Ruddy trying on the dressing gowns. Not too bad, is it? But could we be on a step closer to bringing in a centre-back? It's a name we've all heard before, Malik Thiaw. Malik Thiaw, I believe. From AC Milan, a player that Newcastle were linked with previously. Reports are that Newcastle have indeed agreed a 4-year deal with the player. So there was reports coming out of Italy from Gazzetti that Newcastle placed him a 30 million euro, 26 million bid. They got rejected. It was then said by Newcastle media that actually didn't happen. It then came out to the wider media that Newcastle were certainly in talks and were looking to put a bid in. However, it has come out that Newcastle have already spoken to the player and there should be no problem in terms of personal terms for him coming to the club. It's now Newcastle trying to agree a fee with AC Milan. And lo and behold, Newcastle are trying to buy him for less than what they want for him. So Newcastle placed a 26 million... So 30 million euro, 26 million pounds. But as AC Milan reportedly want 40 million euro. And in fact, the reports are that AC Milan don't want to sell him at all. And they're actually talking with the player and asking him to stay. So just when it's like red alert, a player actually wants to join Newcastle, AC Milan are trying to talk him out of leaving and asking him to stay. Obviously, it's AC Milan's prerogative as to whether they even accept the bid or not. We're at the point in the window now, if Newcastle want to make it happen, I would like them to do so. The talk on Guéhi continues to rumble on. Newcastle 40 million, Crystal Palace want 50. By all intents and purposes, Guéhi sounds like he wants Liverpool, to be honest. So it's whether Liverpool go in for him. If Newcastle go in for him, will Liverpool want to try and go in for him? Or Liverpool Liverpool just wait until the final day of the season and go, nah, we'll offer 30 million. And Palace go, well, it's better than we're going to get in a year's time when he walks out for free. So it's not even to say that if Newcastle went in and offered 50 million for Crystal Palace, it wouldn't say that Liverpool would dive in and go, oh, we'll offer it as well. And then he goes, oh, well, actually, I fancy a little bit of Liverpool. So, yes, it sounds like Newcastle are being sensible, and rather than maybe getting into another bidding war or another player, we're looking at a Malik Thiaw, who is big lad, forceful. I can see why Eddie Howe's liked him for a while now. And he obviously has done his due diligence because he's been on Eddie Howe's golden boy list for a while as well. So, yes, if we could get that one over the line, I'll be a happy man. But once again, there are still some hurdles in the way. Despite the player agreeing terms, Newcastle's still having to agree the fee with AC Milan, and we are valuing him less than they do. So, yes, thoughts and comments on Malik Thiaw. Was he a player that you would like to see join? Drop a like on this video if you would like to see Newcastle, for once, push their money where their mouth is. Although we did try it with Sesko, and the reports are he's off to Manchester United today. So, yeah, there's another one for you. Centre midfield, very, very quickly, we are also being linked with an Aston Villa player. That's right, reports coming out that Newcastle see John McGinn as a player of interest. I can just hear people slapping their foreheads all across Newcastle as I say that. But for all intents and purposes, I shouldn't joke. I think he was actually pretty good for Villa. I think Villa actually rate him fairly highly. He's got 2 years left on his deal, 30 years old. And bearing in mind, Tonali, Joe Linton and Bruno are arguably one of the best three midfield or the best midfield in the Premier League. After that, it's Lewis Miley, who I think is still fantastic, but he's just a kid selling Longstaff, and I guess Joe Willock when he's not injured. But if I was perfectly honest, I think Joe Willock probably, yeah, I was looking to move him on this summer, but it's really not going to happen, is it? So really, we need to bring a new centre midfielder in, and I think John McGinn's extremely solid and would actually be quite good for us. The problem is, however, the initial fee reported was kind of like a Longstaff fee, 10, 15 million. Yeah, okay, 2-3 years of him, that's a decent deal. Well, the reports have come out that Everton bid 30... I don't want to quote it now. I thought I saw 30 million and it got rejected, which just seems absolutely out of this world. It can't have been 15, 20. Villa rejected a bid for John McGinn today, and the fee was already higher than I thought we would offer for him. So that looks like it's already a non-starter unless Newcastle go nuts and pay far too much. So we need to get in the centre midfield conversation. That's not a conversation that's really kicking off at the minute. It's all about the striker, and it's all about Alexander Isak. Yeah, so the story continues to rumble on. Reports were that Isak was not invited to the family barbecue. Yeah, that's right. As I said yesterday, I don't think Alexander Isak has any family or friends left to bring to the barbecue after the way he's gone on this summer. But I have to say, Eddie Howe, I guess it's probably it's all football teams. Like, I try and romanticize it like it's Eddie Howe and Newcastle. Although I would say not everybody does get it. I don't think all managers do get it. We've certainly had managers in the past who did not get it. Eddie Howe gets it. He totally, I know he's not local, but it's like he bleeds black and white. Like, Eddie's holding this together as well, by the way. Oh my God. Eddie Howe is literally like holding it by the strings, trying to keep this show on the road. Because without him, I think it would have totally flopped even harder than it is at the minute. But anyway, Eddie Howe, big words, telling Isak, all summer he tried to not say too much. And on the day before he came back, he just dropped the bomb. Alexander Isak, you have to earn your right to play for this club. You have to earn your right to train with this football team. But even then, you're like, oh, well, is he just going to let him off and just come back in? No. The whole team had their family and friends there for a barbecue, and Isak was not invited. He was not allowed to go, which I think, you're kind of supporting your current players, because if Bruno and Joe Linton and stuff are like, we've worked hard all summer training in foreign countries. I'm sure it was luxurious, I'm sure they had a lovely time, but it still probably felt like hard work at times. Well, Isak's at home, played on the Xbox, then he just comes back and walks straight back in. Eddie Howe has to prove a point. He has to prove it to the rest of the players. He has to show it to the fans. He has to show that this is not the way to behave to get a move out of a football club. So Isak turned up an hour later and then had that afternoon with Eddie Howe last night. And it's understood that from that, Isak will continue to train on his own for the foreseeable future. He has not been invited back in. I don't know if there's some stipulations on that. Look, you've got to say sorry to everyone first, or whether Isak, because I've also read Isak's not bothered. I've also read today that Isak's not fussed. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'll train on my own. I don't want to be here. So, if that's the case, then good on Eddie Howe for pushing it even harder. Reports coming out from the Daily Mail this afternoon are that Isak is effectively frozen out of the squad. I think we'll continue to train on his own, get changed away from the rest of the team, do everything, just totally out of the picture. And that includes not being part of the 2 friendlies Newcastle have this weekend. Newcastle play on Friday, Newcastle play on Saturday, and it's reported that Isak will feature in neither of them. Once again, I see the game at the weekend as a reward. You train hard at the week for your reward at the weekend. Isak's done no hard training and is supposedly injured still, which is probably the line we'll continue to use. I would love it if Eddie Howe's not done a press conference either. I think normally Eddie Howe would do press conference with friendlies. He's not done it because he knows all the questions are going to be about Isak. I think he will do post-game interviews, and it would not surprise... Will he go down the injury route still, or will he have it out and go, no, he's been a naughty boy and he's not allowed to play out today? That wouldn't surprise me either. But the thing is, fair play. Eddie Howe's doing what I think he should. I think it's the right move for him, for the football club, to stick up for the rest of the players, but it does not bring an end to this saga. And I've mentioned it already, Sesko not coming over. Newcastle linked to Jackson. Yeah, I think for me personally, we've ran out of Isak replacements. That's the situation. Sesko goes to Manchester United. We've ran out of Isak replacements. Instead, Jackson, he's a Wilson replacement. I think Wizza, God bless him, God bless his soul, he's not dead. Although I'm sure a lot of Brentford fans aren't very happy with him because he isn't turning up for training. He's not doing this, he's not doing that. So yeah, he's been a naughty boy as well. But he is also a Wilson replacement for me. We've run out of Isak replacements, and that's why this saga just has such a huge question mark on it. A week and 2 days away from the start of the season, 24 days away from the end of the window. Even if we paid what's reported, what Chelsea want, 80 million for Jackson, I still don't think he's ready to play a full Champions League season up front for Newcastle. He would be the man who would maybe play a year with Isak, and then maybe next year, if he's used to the system, he's got a year of experience, then maybe we can kick on. But straight away, the price tag's ridiculous. 30, 40 million, I'll take him. I think he does enough. I think he scores a goal or gets a goal or an assist in every 2 games. So that's not bad for a rotation striker. A goal every 2 games, I would argue, is very good for a striker. I think a goal or an assist every 2 games is probably not quite the same. But I think he's decent. He's getting a lot of stick, but he's not Isak. And anyone that we look at from now is not Isak. So what's Eddie Howe said? Has Eddie Howe said, look, we're going to put a show on here. Get out of here. We're not going to show the media that we've let you straight back in. But is Eddie Howe saying to him, look, we can't replace you. Put your boots on. Sign a deal that gives you 200 grand a week and we'll sell you to Barcelona or Real Madrid for 100 million. Or if you want Liverpool next summer, release clause. If you want Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, whatever, it's 100, 130, 120. And Isak goes, right, okay. Like, as much as he's been an absolute plonker, I think if we have him at the start of the season, I don't think he'll down tools. I think he'll play. He has to, surely. Or we'll stop paying him. He'll want the money, even if he hates us. So, yeah, thoughts and comments on Isak down below. Thoughts on the replacement, Jackson. God, help me. Malik Thiaw. I like Malik Thiaw. That would be another position. Just tick the box. Goalie, whether you're proud of it or not, or happy with it, tick on that one. Centre-back, Malik Thiaw, put a tick. And then the striker situation won't end till the end of the season, like the last end of the season. Maybe it will end at the end of the season. Next summer, it'll get sorted. End of the summer, it'll be centre mid that I think will likely end up sorting next, unless Wizard suddenly comes over, but it's not enough to let Isak go. I said I was going to do a quick video, and I've talked for absolutely ages. So if you like the video, not maybe the content of it, because it's not always particularly negative, particularly positive at the minute, drop a like, subscribe. Thank you, Lee. Good to see you earlier today, and I'll catch you later.